Hello, welcome back to another video on CSEC Mathematics. In this video I've created a mind map, a colorful mind map that will help you boost your retention of the different elements that are related to algebra. Well, in the textbook I've used, there are three sections dealing with algebra: Algebra I, Algebra II, and Algebra III. Now I've used these different colors and shapes to help boost your memory of what you're seeing on your screen rather than going through dull text dense heavy textbooks which many students find boring. Now the whole idea is you too can create your own mind map using different colors and shapes and crayons and ink and so on and images. So on the right hand side you have algebra 1, in the lower left algebra 2, and the top left algebra 3. Now why do I point this out to you? Well, your brain is wired to memorize location. You know the route you take to go to school and from school back to home or elsewhere, and you can probably find your way very easily because your mind is wired to remember where things are. So by creating a mind map, the mere position of the different elements in the mind map will boost your retention of that information. So you can look away from the video and say on the right hand side is yellow shaped a yellow shape colored, and that is with algebra 1. On the top left it's green rectangular box, that is algebra 3, and below it you have a shape there like a diamond, and it's brown and so on, because your memory, your brain retains information when it's colorful, it has different shapes, when it is in a specific location. Now, going through a textbook will not help you to remember information as easily as when you are using and creating your own mind map. So we can focus on one element of the mind map. We can focus on this element here. By hiding the rest of the elements, so you can focus on algebra 1, and it covers algebraic expressions, formulae, subject of a formula, simplify, algebraic fractions, set building notation. And when you're studying or working on algebraic fractions, that can be expanded to show you that you have to calculate the lowest common multiple, identify the lowest common multiple, and so on. Set building notation, simultaneous equations, you can expand that. Let's see how that looks, and let's expand it some more. Factorization, quadratic equations, and I've put a red flag there because many students struggle with solving problems related to simultaneous equations. There are two methods, one linear, one quadratic, and so on, and the two methods can be further expanded using the method of substitution and elimination to solve simultaneous equations. Quadratic equations, you need to factorize them, complete the square, use the formula, standard form of a quadratic equation, and so on. Graphs of quadratic functions, identities in equations, and so on. So those are the elements. Let me reduce the whole thing and go back to the other elements that make up that. So algebra 2 You see, it deals with relations and functions, graphs of relations and functions, straight line graphs. And to solve problems related to straight line graphs, you need to understand the gradient. What is the gradient? What is the intercept? And the gradients will tell you whether the lines are parallel or perpendicular. Finding the equation of a straight line, the length of the line, the midpoint of a line. You need to know the formula for that. Graphs of quadratic functions, inequalities. Now all these are explained through engaging video lessons. Remember, the topics covered are based upon the CXC syllabus and the recommended textbooks. And using mind maps, creating your mind maps, that's based on solid scientific research that shows you that creating your mind maps boosts your retention of information. Why and how? Well, when you are creating your mind map, you are fully engaged in what you're doing because you have to draw diagrams, draw shapes, color sections, bring in images, write down the expressions, and when you're doing that, you're saying it out loud. All of that forces you to use all of your senses in learning. So, learning involves a full sensory learning experience and it boosts your retention of the information rather than just going through, plodding through text dense, dull, boring textbooks. So you can pause this video and replay it any number of times. But the key idea, the takeaway idea is create your own mind map. Take out your textbook on whatever topic you're studying, create your mind map and gain the competitive advantage over your classmate. Enjoy.